in a house of mysteries.
This hotel seems to have quite a history, Mrs. Gallagher.
Who are you people?
A research team with special powers
My God.
She's experiencing the past.
Because we are all joined by our thoughts.
has uncovered an ancient secret.
I have something I want to show you.
Metaphysically speaking, I killed myself.
But they are playing with an evil force.
What would you do with the power?
You can't save her, Alex.
They have given life to a deadly power.
We're all in danger.
And now a box of little toys
I think someone's in the room, Frank.
has become a gang of little terrors. Pinhead, Blade, Ms. Leach, Jester, and Tunneler. Irene Miracle, Paul Lamont, Barbara Crampton, and William Hickey as the Puppet Master.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's me, Harley Bliss, and I'm here to finally talk about Puppet Master 1989. And believe it or not, this is not the first time I've covered this franchise on my channel. I actually did two separate reviews for two different films out of this franchise. One being Puppet Master The Littlest Reich, which was the last sequel that they made for this, I believe, in 2018. I mean, there's been a few separate ones that have sprung up on Tubi, sprung up on there, but it's just, this franchise was made for straight to video. That's how this whole franchise became so popular, because it didn't get a theatrical release, and they went straight to VHS, and it actually, from home video, is what built the fan base for this movie, because I think they tried a theatrical release and nobody liked it, and it didn't get good reviews or anything, so they went straight to video, and suddenly everybody started loving it, and they were buying the VHSs and the DVDs. And ever since then, it's became very popular. But there are still some sequels in this franchise, which, like any franchise in horror will tell you, the sequels mostly suck after 1 and 2. So, just warning you. Most of them are good, but there are a few that are just like, what the fuck. But anyways, get into my point. Puppet Master 1989, released from Full Moon Pictures. It was a request by a dear friend of mine on here named Ginger Slaps, and you can check her out on her YouTube channel by the same name. And she's very cool. She's a gamer, and she reviews and talks about movies on there. She's been doing a podcast with her friend Striker on her channel, so check her out for sure. And she wanted me to talk about this one, so I was happy to do it. And basically, to jump into the plot of this movie, it's where this guy named Alex Whitaker is a psychic, and he's having nightmarish, gruesome visions at night about horrible things to come. And he's not sure what the hell's going on and what's causing it. But him and the team of his psychics that he leads in this film are going to Bodega Bay Inn on this island to investigate the horrible suicide of this guy named Gallagher, who apparently used to work with them, but they didn't end things on good terms. And he's kind of a sinister character in this movie, as you find out later when the movie plays out. So they go to Bodega Bay Inn to find out what the hell happened and why he killed himself. But when they get there, they start investigating, and they realize soon that there's something more going on here than meets the eye, and the suicide of this guy is not the only thing they got to worry about. There is some evil shit going on, and little do they know that it is a ruthless, evil, vindictive gang of little marionettes that are vicious little bastards. And they're horrible. They're little fucking gremlins, and just, they're creepy as hell. And that jumps into my positives and negatives. Now, the biggest positive I can give Puppet Master 89 is the puppets themselves. They're evil as fuck, but they're fucking great. They're awesome as hell. I love them. They are. They're cool as hell. They all have their own personality and their own little story, and that's what I love about them. And the main one is Blade. And The cool thing about Blade is that later on in the franchise, you find out that he is based on a Nazi that the puppets used to fight against. And their master, Andre Toulon, who is the one that gave the puppets life, and you find out in the beginning of the movie. I'm not going to go into spoilers, but just giving you a little info here and there. He was the one that was an alchemist, and he learned the secrets of alchemy, and he brought these puppets to life. And they will obey his command at any cost. And even though he's dead now, they still follow under his spell and will do anything that he would have wanted them to do, and that is protect and kill the secrets of their origin and stuff. And Blade, he is a badass little dude. He has a black trench coat, he's got white hair, solid blacked out eyes, and a creepy ass little grin on his face. And he's got a hook in one hand and a blade in another. And he's just an evil little bastard, but he's fucking hilarious. Like, there's a scene where in the beginning, Blade is running through this hotel trying to get to Andre before something happens to him. This is before they get into the psychic stuff. And he comes into a hallway, and there's an elderly woman standing there, and she looks down, and Blade's got his hook on the door, just knocking on it, and he's like doing that, trying to get Andre to open the door, and this woman sees him, and she's like, and he's like, ah! It's fucking hilarious, because she scares Blade. And then you have this other little dude named Pinhead. And he's a fat little puppet with big ass manly hands and a little bitty ass fucking pinhead. I mean, he's by far the most vulnerable out of the group. You can just literally take his head and dump it off. It's over. It's done. But if he gets a hold of you, he will beat the shit out of you and beat you to death. Because his hands are no joke. You will get these hands if he gets a hold of you. Let's see. You have Jester, who is a throwback to the court jesters of Renaissance age, and he's got the little clown hat, jester hat on with bells, jingle bells, and he's able to change his facial expressions throughout the movie. So he'll be smiling, laughing 1 minute, and crying and sad the next. And he's a fucked up little dude. He's really sinister and evil. Probably one of the most wicked. Then you have Tumbler, who is dressed up like, I don't know, he kind of looks oriental, like he's a soldier from World War II or some shit. And he's got his head is shaped in the shape of a drill. Hence the name Tumbler. And he will drill his way into anything that he puts his sights on. And he kills some people in this in brutal, horrible ways. And it's pretty vicious. He's a very demonic, evil little fucker, I have to say. Then you have Leech Woman. I'm trying to think if I'm leaving anybody out. I don't think I am. There's another one after Leech Woman, but let me talk about her for a sec. She is really fucking vicious. And apparently she used to be normal. She used to be a beautiful, almost porcelain-like marionette. And she turned into this evil, twisted-ass little fucking bitch. And she goes to her victims and she fucking regurgitates these leeches out of her mouth and puts them on the body, and they suck the blood out of you like leeches do. But oh lord, this one guy, this one psychic, she really fucks him up. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, because she really gets him where it counts, if you know what I mean. And yeah, Leech Woman is nobody to fuck with. She's not. And last but not least, I have to mention Six Shooter. Six Shooter is pretty damn cool. He's a badass. He's dressed like a cowboy, and he's got 6 arms, and he will fuck your ass up. He will shoot the hell out of you, no joke. So Six Shooter is a pretty damn little badass little puppet. And all these puppets together, when they join up together and they go against you, you got no fucking chance. Unless you got some guns or some good weapons to defend yourself, you're pretty much screwed. And that's what everybody in this film finds out, is that these puppets take them down one by one, and they have no chance in hell of surviving. Do they survive? Do they die? You'll just have to watch and find out. But I will say this. The only negative I can give Puppet Master 89 is the pacing. It's a little slow at points. The film kind of drags at certain points when the characters are just sitting around talking. about Gallagher and his suicide. So, I mean, there are some points where it gets kind of like, where the fuck are the puppets and can they kill this motherfucker because I'm getting bored. But other than that, when the puppets are on screen doing their thing, you're into it. And you're like, okay, what the hell are they going to do next? You know, they're staring through keyholes, watching people have sex. Leech woman is putting leeches on a dude's nipple, and just, there's some fucked up freaky shit going on in this movie. And like I said, Gallagher, he gets his. Yeah, he does. He gets what's coming to him. But like I said, he's an evil, sinister villain to deal with in this movie and to be reckoned with. And he does get his. But instead of me telling you what happens to him, I'm going to go ahead and show you what happens to Gallagher at the end of this film. And maybe it'll make you want to put it on, because it's available on Tubi for free if you want to check it out. And for closing on this, I can say that I actually love Puppet Master 89 for the viciousness and brutality of the puppets. And the characters are pretty solid. You know, they're like one-note side characters, basically. The puppets are the main thing you watch this for, but the sidekicks are pretty interesting in their own right. I do think Alex is by far the most interesting of them, other than the Southern Belle that's got a real thick Southern accent. She's pretty cool. I don't really remember none of the names besides him, because, like I said, that's not really all about them. It's more or less about the puppets. But before I ramble on any further, Ginger, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope I didn't ramble on too much, and I hope I got my point across. But I do enjoy this movie, and I hope y'all do too. And without further ado, I'm going to show you the fate of Gallagher and how vicious these little bastards can truly be. Until next time, it's been me, Harley Bliss, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.
Play from the Puppet Master.
Oh,